Hello guys and welcome to the channel. In this video we're gonna be discussing and talking about some few advices and things that we need to address about legendary equipment and the armory. So there is few advantages and disadvantages to this thing and some expectation and things you need to be cautious about. If you've been out of the loop, legendary armory have came to the game, and it is basically that any piece of legendary equipment that you are bound to your character or your account basically will appear only in the hero equipment panel, this way showing you information about how much you unlocked, how much is available from it, and it is accessible through the entire account. Will not be moved to inventory or bank or anything, it is just here, which a huge quality of life and build diversity access that is just beautiful. However, this came with few problems and few advantages and just a change overall to how people think or expect things in the game. So first, we're gonna address the elephant in the room, which is everyone trying to have legendary equipment now since a lot of people started feeling it necessary. And I'm gonna talk about when this is true and when it's wrong and stuff like that. And for the people who's not barons and have tons of gold and all legendary already and need to really think which to start with, like farming gold slowly and just can't make all the legendaries, what they should start and why and what to expect, and few problems in the armory itself. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is really important, so I need you to pay attention and feel free to discuss in the comment or ask anything after the video. Now, I already released the video before the armory and everything and said that the armor is the best piece of equipment that you need to have as of legendary, that it is number one because of the price, because of the value it can offer you and everything else, even so it is only medium, heavy or light. And after the armory, this is still true. Let me tell you why. We have the armor, we have the weapons, we have trinkets, and then sigils and rune. So for the armor, without having legendary rune or sigil or anything else, you can craft whatever build you want and have the runes in your inventory and just put them in the armor or remove them however you like. Put the infusion and remove the infusion. It is completely easy, it is beautiful, and the armor is now accessed to every character. The fashion is different on any equipment set, you can do whatever you want, there is no downside. However, weapon on the other hand, if you remove a weapon or if you remove any piece of equipment from legendary, it gets reset completely without stats, without rune, without infusion, without sigil, without anything. So if you run in a build that require you to change a weapon from time to time, and if you're not doing it on different equipment gear because you're running droid on one, soul beast on one, so you don't have enough in it and you want just to change a weapon for CC in PvE or something, the weapon will be resetted completely, and that's why a lot of people still would use ascended weapon with their setup. Let me show you how this happened. I have a back item here with infusion and everything. Once I click on equip, here it is, and once I put it again, it is lost the fashion, lost the infusion, lost the stats, everything, and I need to reset it. If you're not gonna remove the weapon, obviously it is beautiful and you can craft whatever build diversity you want, but it has a downside basically. However, according to the prices, the armor is a little bit expensive than the trinkets obviously, but it's still more valuable. You never remove a piece of the armor, so it will always be stuck with you, it will always give you whatever the build craft you have, so it doesn't have the downside of the weapon. And from the prices, it depends on what weapons you need to set, and it is extremely limited between class and build, even so weapons are not that valuable, even so they are much easier to obtain. It is a gold thing, if you have a lot of gold then go for it, but the armor is more valuable. Now a lot of people would try now to craft trinkets, but I would say wait on it. Unless you already have legendary, unless you already have enough gold, you have enough material tickets, if you craft them from World Versa Wood or whatever, then go for it. But if you don't, if you're choosing which to start, what is the most valuable item, go for the armor. Because there is a problem that in the community right now, people talking about legendary became necessary. The amount of quality of life and access to build diversity it gives everyone now trying to obtain legendary, and you can notice it through the spike in material prices and stuff like that. We have seen this trend with Guild Wars 2, that it pushes forward and more accessibility to gear stats or build diversity. So we can change ascended stats with Mystic Forge, and we never used to before that. And now a lot of the materials that give you specific stats to craft was account bound. Now it is tradable through trading boost. So there is this trend in the game with making things accessible or easier to access with time. So what if Init ended up changing the armory and making it reach the ascended gear, for example? If that happened, only few items like enough rings from buying them from season 3 was basically just currency from the season, and every class on the account or every character on the account will access them. So you will be able to use any stat in the game for any class just by buying enough pieces. This, however, is not doable through the armor, because you need to have a different piece with a different rune on it, or the rune will be destroyed unless you have something like the extractor. And even if you do, it's not really this reliable or efficient, especially with the amount of runes that you're gonna be needing to have and the amount of pieces. This is too much to carry in your inventory. But for the rings, it is really easy, and you can just buy enough to have the basic stats that you want and save gold to craft something like the armor. So you would have a Berserker set of trinkets and a Trailblazer set of trinkets and like a Celestial, so like 3-4 sets, and that's about it, with their infusions ready that similar to the set. So you would use something like the healing infusion if you're running for healing, a condition infusion if you have a stats for condition, something like that, and it will be a huge gold save. Or at least until you be able to do it, keep the trinkets as a second thing, not the first thing to obtain. And the weapon, we already discussed the downside for them, but they are easy. They are basically a gold farm, and you can even buy them off the trading post. So you do you at this point. So that's what I wanted to give you an advice about. So tell me what you think in the comment. So my advice finally is go for the legendary armor, and everything else is not worth your time that much unless you are really ready for it, and drive from there. So after the armor, you can go for legendary rune, you can go for legendary trinkets, you can do the back, anything. But all the trinkets, the back, the amulet, everything is just easier to have through ascended. And that will be it. I'll see you next time. Peace.